Hello everyone. Today is the birth anniversary of greatest Indian mathematician Srinivasa Ramanujan, and we celebrate this day, that is 22nd of December, as National Mathematics Day every year to remember and pay tribute to Ramanujan. What all is covered in this presentation? Brief timeline of Ramanujan, contributions made by him in the field of mathematics, interesting and probably less known anecdotes about him, the lost notebooks of Ramanujan, relevance of Ramanujan's work in 21st century, lessons to be learned from the life of Ramanujan. He was born at Erode, Tamil Nadu on 22nd December 1887. His parents considered him the blessing of goddess Shri Namagiri Thayar of Namakkal. He demonstrated his genius in early age as he stood first in primary class in the whole district. The horoscope of Ramanujan and the Ramanujan with his parents while he was in school. The house of Ramanujan in Kumbakoram. And now this house shown over at the right is converted into a museum. And this is the stool on which Ramanujan used to sit and do the math problems while his friends used to play in the street. This is the slate on which Ramanujan used to write his mathematical thoughts and ideas. When in class 4th, he read the book on trigonometry by S.L. Loney and mastered all formulas and theorems and solved all problems of the book and started helping his neighbors studying in BA second year. In fact, he started taking their tuitions as well. At the age of 15, he read the book titled A Synopsis of Elementary Results in Pure and Applied Mathematics, a book by G.S. Carr. The book was compilation of about 6,000 of mathematical theorems with a few proofs. During the school exams, he used to complete his mathematics papers in half the time allotted. Although being a bright student, he could not concentrate on the other subjects like English, Sanskrit, physiology, history, biology, and failed his high school exam. In 1904, he graduated from Town Higher Secondary School and received the K. Ranganatha Rao Prize in Mathematics. He received a scholarship to the Government Arts College, but failed to study any subject other than mathematics and hence lost his scholarship. On July 14, 1909, he was married to Janaki Ammal, who was 10-year-old when they got married and he was 21. In 1912, he was hired in the office of the chief accountant of the Madras Port Trust as a clerk on a salary of Rs 25 per month. On January 16, 1913, he sent a 10-page letter containing the examples of his theorems to the English mathematician Professor G.H. Hardy, a fellow of Trinity College. Ramanujan with wife. Ramanujan letter to G.H. Hardy on 16th January 1913. And here is the portion of the letter in his original handwriting, which contain lot many mathematical results and formulas which require the advanced and higher level of mathematics to understand. On March 17, 1914, he boarded a steamer and arrived in England on 14th April 1914. He spent 5 years in Cambridge and was eventually awarded a PhD in mathematics. At that time, the PhD was referred to as BA Mathematics and later it was renamed as PhD. For the 3 years, 1914 to 1917, he worked with Hardy as his academic mentor and published 21 journal articles of highest quality in mathematics, 16 as a sole author and 5 in the collaboration with Hardy. In February 1918, he was elected a Fellow of Royal Society of London, the second Indian to be honoured. In October 1918, he was elected to a Trinity College Fellowship. Here is a photograph of Ramanujan's passport. Ramanujan with his friends, Ramanujan at the graduation ceremony, and the boy in the center is not Ramanujan. Living far away from home and being involved in stressful studies, he always neglected his health. At India, there is a tropical climate and he was pure vegetarian, but there at England, it was a very cold. Unfortunately, this period also had First World War, and so there was scarcity of vegetarian food. He was hospitalized in 1917. However, he showed little improvement by the end of 1918. Here is a very famous story known as Taxi Cab number 1729. During illness in England, Hardy visited Ramanujan in hospital. When Hardy remarked that he had taken a taxi number 1729 and said that this is so dull, boring, and uninteresting number, then Ramanujan immediately replied that it is the smallest number that can be represented in two different ways by the sum of two cubes. That is 1729 is equal to 1 cube plus 12 cube, and this is also equal to 9 cube plus 10 cube. He returned to India from Cambridge in March 1919. At home during next 1 year, he jotted down about 600 formulas on loose sheets of papers. Later, these papers became the content of the lost notebooks found by mathematician George Andrews in 1976. He passed away on April 26, 1920. He left behind 3,900 original theorems despite his lack of formal education and a short lifespan of 32 years only. Few contributions by Ramanujan in different areas of mathematics: Mach theta function, Hardy-Ramanujan little circle method in number theory, Roger Ramanujan's identities in partition of numbers, algebra of inequalities, continued fractions, partial sums, products of hypergeometric series, elliptical functions and integrals, magic squares, sum of series, combinational analysis, polynomials, number theory, gamma functions, highly composite numbers, properties of pi and prime numbers, and lot many. The list is endless. One of the first problem he posed in the Journal of Bharatiya Mathematical Society was to find the value of following nested square root. This problem was unsolved for the next 6 months. When no one was able to solve it, then Ramanujan himself supplied the solution, and the answer to this problem is 3. Few very interesting results given by the Ramanujan. Few series to get the value of pi. These series helps to get the value of pi because they are converging to pi very quickly. Another very interesting result which found its application and arise in quantum mechanics. The highlighted result 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 and so on, that is minus 1 by 12, which is of course not possible. But using the Riemann zeta function and the string theory which is used in physics, he did talk about such astonishing results in mathematics. Ramanujan's notebook. Here is the manuscript and the original writing of Ramanujan. One of his notebooks was known as Lost Notebook. It was discovered in the Trinity College Library by the mathematician George Andrews in 1976. Later, it was published as a book. With the assistance of several mathematicians, the task was completed in 5 volumes over a period of 21 years. In December 2011, the Government of India declared that Ramanujan's birthday as National Mathematics Day and also declared 2012 as the National Mathematics Year. India Post released news stamp for Srinivasa Ramanujan on his 125th birth anniversary. Government established Ramanujan Institute for Advanced Study in Mathematics at University of Chennai. There is a famous biography on Ramanujan by Robert Kanigal, The Man Who Knew Infinity. The movie on the Ramanujan, The Man Who Knew Infinity, in which the Bollywood star Dev Patel wrote the role of Ramanujan. And this is the image of Ramanujan College in New Delhi. Formerly it was known as Deshbandhu Gupta College. Interesting facts about Ramanujan. He did not speak and almost remained dumb until 1892 when he was 4 years old. His friends call him Ramanja and his mother used to call him Chinna Swami, meaning little lord. He was in such poverty that he often sustained on minimal foods and did not even have enough money to obtain paper for his studies. As a result, he used slate for writing his mathematical thoughts and ideas. He credited his brilliance to family goddess Namagiri Thayar. He was a very religious man. He often said, "An equation for me has no meaning unless it represents a thought of God." Ramanujan also had a very emotional side to him. He had run away from home when he failed in few subjects. 2 months before he was to be elected as a Fellow of Royal Society, he threw himself on the underground track to commit suicide in London before an approaching train. Relevance of Ramanujan's work in 21st century. What is surprising is that his mathematics done over 100 years ago finds applications today in areas other than pure mathematics and which were not even established during his time. Three among these are signal processing, black hole physics, and cancer treatment research. Surprisingly, in 2012, scientists found a profound relationship between Ramanujan's Mach theta function and hottest item in theoretical physics related to string theory and black holes, which were able, and scientists are in fact finding out the answers to the question like, what is this universe made up of? How did universe came into the existence? Over the decades, much to the amazement of mathematicians everywhere, Mach theta functions had cropped up in various calculations in number of fields including maths, physics, chemistry, and even cancer treatment research. According to Professor G.H. Hardy, as if we consider the mathematicians all around the globe based on their natural talent, he gave himself 25 points out of in a scale of 0 to 100, Littlewood 30, Hilbert 80, and Ramanujan 100. There is a Ramanujan Museum in Royapuram, Chennai. The inside of the Ramanujan Museum. Now the lessons to be learned from the life of Ramanujan. We should recognize the greatness of such people and take inspiration from their work. Don't be discouraged by the failure. Gaining wide recognition takes patience and effort. Everyone in life needs a mentor, as Ramanujan got Professor G.H. Hardy. Work that inspires future innovation. Once again, happy National Mathematics Day to all of you. Thank you very much.